Hi everybody, Chris again here. We got another clutch of ball python eggs. It's actually 5 days early, which is unexpected, but it's a pretty exciting clutch for us. It's one of the normal females, but for those of you old-time breeders that have been doing ball pythons for a while, you may remember the term or the mutation called a burgundy hypo. I've never personally seen one, but as far as pictures go, this female really fits the category for that mutation. So we're excited. We're going to probably hold back some babies and try to prove that out. This particular female is the biggest female we have. The person I acquired her from has had her lay multiple times, and it's always 10 to 12 egg clutches, and I haven't counted it all. She's just all mounted up on a big pile of eggs. So we're hoping for 10 or 12 eggs again. This female was bred to the Mojave Vanilla, so we should have some pretty cool babies regardless whether or not this girl proves out to be anything special. And again, like I said, she's our biggest female here. And so far I've been lucky this year. I haven't had any females that have been really aggressive, but as you can see, I guess maybe the more eggs they have, the testier they get here. There we go, sweetheart. And that is a big pile of eggs. I've got my spare tub here. We're going to put her down. Oh, that's not the spare one. There we go. And she's all done laying. She looks absolutely pathetic. She's like a wild-caught import right now, but she'll be back on food in no time. Okay. I'm counting, it looks like 11 eggs. Yep, that's 11 eggs, then they'll look good. They're kind of small, but that shouldn't matter. Hopefully, I don't think these are all going to fit into one egg box, so I'm going to do my best to separate these carefully here. Get these guys all set up. Now some people like to use perlite with their eggs. Some people do the Sims method or the suspended incubation method, where they either saturate an incubation medium or just incubate the eggs right over water. I've used vermiculite for a long time with colubrid eggs, and I've had really good results. I've even used vermiculite with tortoises, leopard geckos, bearded dragons, and even spiny tail monitors. And I've always had good results with vermiculite. So, those of you that haven't tried it, it's a cheap option. Once you get the hang of it, it works really, really well. So there's those 6 there. And when you do the vermiculite, it's just like with the perlite. So it would be a 1-to-1 ratio by weight with water. I've measured it out in the past where I've actually weighed out my vermiculite and weighed out the water. But having done it by feel for so long with the colubrids, it's just easier for me to mix it by feel for the ball pythons as well. So put a little bit of vermiculite in there just to kind of fill in the gap. And those will all plump up in the next day or two. I checked this girl this morning before I went to work, and she hadn't laid, but she was coiled up pretty tight. And again, she's 5 days early, so I really didn't expect any eggs, but it's pretty exciting stuff. We'll get them set up in the incubator, which if you've seen my other videos, the shelves were higher. We've had to lower the shelves so we can fit all these eggs in here. It's starting to fill up pretty good. We still have a few more girls to lay. I'm almost out of room. There we go. Okay. Our next clutch, actually the clutch that I expected before this one, is from a spider female that we bred our pastel butter orange ghost to. So we're really hoping for some butter bees and butter spiders. Those are all obviously going to be het for ghost. Should be a really good clutch, and I counted the best I could. You can hold them up and kind of count the eggs. It looks like she's got 6 or 7 eggs. I also want to talk today, I mentioned that we do a lot of colubrid stuff, but we've done colubrids in the past. This is one of the king snakes I have that we're working with. A lot of people like the albinos, and while I like the albinos as well, here in the Central Valley of California, we have a really cool mutation. A few years ago, these were just called black belly aberrants. So obviously they have the black belly and aberrant pattern. Brian Hubbs has an excellent book on common king snakes. And in his book, he actually gives all the mutations names, and this is a mutation that they call an Eisenei, or an aberrant Eisenei. I think there's 5 different varieties of Eisenei, but again, they have the black belly, and they can vary in pattern. Almost all Eisenei have a few bands up front, and then they can be banded, they can be spotted, striped. This particular individual has a lot of speckling and a lot of yellow coloration. This high yellow coloration is really not typical of the kings that we have here in the Central Valley, but this individual has a lot of nice yellow coloration. He actually was a captive hatched baby. I do a lot of field herping. We happened to find a gravid female, and we decided, because we're trying to understand the genetics, no one really has it pinned down as far as how it works. It's partly sex-linked, but also appears to act as a simple recessive. But we wanted to see that the female was a normal banded. She wasn't anything fancy, but we had 3 of these black belly animals hatch out. All of them were male, again leading us to believe that it's partly sex-linked. But just a really cool individual. You get everything from something that is really high speckles and a spotted band, and you can get individuals like this particular male. He's a little bit smaller. This is another Eisenei, and you can see a lot more striping in this individual. Again, he has 3 or 4 bands up front and then goes into the striping, and then a pretty solid black belly as well. So we will have, hopefully we'll have some of these babies for sale this year. This male did breed for us, actually to a female. It's one of the nicest black bellies I've ever seen, and she laid 6 big eggs, so we're hoping for some nice pretty babies out of them. But those are due to hatch in about a month from now. So pretty cool stuff. Again, we've so far this year we've been really lucky. This is our best year so far with those 11 eggs, and including the 30 or so boas we had. We're looking at having over 200 baby snakes this year, which is really big. My record for previous years is about 75 or 80 snakes, so we're well over, going to double that anyway. It should be a lot of fun. So we have ball pythons, we obviously have the boas, king snakes, corn snakes, milks. We've even got a clutch of gopher snakes, so it should be really exciting. Our first clutch of ball pythons, actually our second clutch of ball pythons is due to hatch in about a week. So we'll be making a cutting video on those, and that was a pastel to a calico, so it should be some pretty babies. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll get back with you pretty soon.